Hello. Today, let's pick up a specific type or a question type as far as critical reasoning is concerned. We'll drill into inference questions or must be true questions. Must be true or inference questions are a lot to do with your understanding of nearly each and every qualitative word in that given paragraph. See, these kind of questions are close to 4 to 5 sentences in length, followed by a question which sounds like one of these. If the statements above are true, which of the following must be true? Which of the following conclusions is best supported by the statements above? Which of the following can be correctly inferred from the statements above? Which of the following is most strongly supported by the information above? All these questions do give you a fair light indication that it is about being true, and that the only gray area where it can be created is by creating such options where it could be a semi possibility, though not a sure shot possibility. Let's consider an example where things get clearer. If we talk about flavonoids, which is the first paragraph, flavonoids are a common component of almost all plants, but a specific variety of flavonoid in apples has been found to an antioxidant. Antioxidants are known to be a factor in the prevention of heart disease. Which one of the following can be properly inferred? Here, there are a lot of qualitative or gray words. Say, for example, I say almost all plants. So I'm indicating it is not all. Almost could be anything. Again, a specific variety, okay. Antioxidants are known to be a factor. So there are a lot out of which there could be a lot out of which this is a factor. Keeping these things in mind, we move into the options. First option, a diet composed largely of fruits and vegetables will help prevent is too strong a statement to be considered as right, and therefore we can just chalk off this option. Second one, flavonoids are essential to preventing, again too strong a statement, will not fall right in the context, therefore even this one gets eliminated. See, we understand that we are using words like a factor and almost all plants, and there's a specific variety of flavonoid, and therefore we have to drill deep and understand everything which is grey, black and white. The third option, eating at least one apple each day will prevent, again it's out. Too strong a statement to be correct. If we pick up the fourth one, at least one type of flavonoid helps to prevent heart disease, a very safe statement. Safe statements would obviously be correct because they must be true and fall into the zone of the question. This does seem like an answer. Let's move into the next. A diet deficient in antioxidants is a common cause of heart disease. This is like going the other way around. Say, for example, if I say if it rains, my car becomes wet, and then I come and say my car is wet, therefore it rained. It's not possible. Or rather, it could be just one possibility, and therefore this particular option is wrong. While discussing this one option, what happened is that we got ourselves into a concept, which is that of a cause effect. Say, for example, I say if it rains, the car becomes wet. It just means if it does not rain, I don't know, the car could be wet, the car won't be wet. If the car is wet, even then I don't know whether it was rain or somebody else threw water on the car. But I know for a fact that if the car is not wet, it did not rain. This can simply be put in some logical structure as if A is B, if A, then B, if not B, then not A. Every other possibility is something we cannot take surety of. Such questions form must be true. Going back to the same example, it is very obvious that the fourth one becomes the answer that at least one type of flavonoid helps to prevent heart disease. Some environmentalists question the prudence of exploiting features of the environment, arguing that there are no economic benefits to be gained from forests, mountains, or wetlands that no longer exist. Many environmentalists claim that because nature has intrinsic value, it would be wrong to destroy such features of the environment, even if the economic costs of doing so were outweighed by the economic costs of not doing so. Which one of the following can be logically inferred from the passage? What we understand, it's a very jargonized, a very niche kind of a passage about an argument from environmentalists about economic benefits related to the environment. Let's pick up the questions, or rather the options, and look at what are the gray areas here. The question specifically said some environmentalists question. The second statement was many environmentalists claim. Some and many both are English words which are gray. So any absolute conclusion cannot be drawn. If we look at the options here, the first one, it is economically imprudent is the conclusion. It is black and white. It is not possible because the question is gray. First option is out. Similarly, if we play smart, the last one, that is, even if there is no economic reason for protecting the environment, there's a sound non-economic justification for doing so, is also a black and white option, hence out of question. We are left with three options. When we are talking about some and many, both of them are number terms. The third option is most. It's a percentage term. When I say most environmentalists, they are more than 50%. So this option is out of question again. We are left with two options now, B and D. This approach is very cheeky, but this is how we need to go, because eliminating options smartly is a far easier way than actually going in search of an answer, because there might not be a correct answer, there would be the best answer amongst the options. Now that we have B and D, some environmentalists appeal to a non-economic justification in questioning the defensibility of exploiting features of the environment. Seems safe because it is some and the question was all grey, so it is just fine. The D option is many environmentalists provide only a non-economic. The word only makes the answer wrong, because the problem with only is that we don't know whether it was just only a non-economic justification. He could have made other things also. Considering that, D goes off. The correct answer here is B. When we talk about these kind of must be true or inference based questions, two types of answers that will generally be right are either paraphrased answers or answers that are the sum of two or more stimulus statements or two or more premise. They are called combination answers and very strong chances that they will be right. On the other hand, incorrect answers could be true answers or likely to be true, and sometimes exaggerated extreme answers. These will still be holding on to the keywords from the passage, but the conclusions would be something in which you will not fall in line with. In must be true and inference based questions, take care of grey words, take care of absolute terms, and ensure that absolutes don't govern grey and grey don't absolute. Otherwise, it's all about discretion of the words and the kind of passage that you read with a lot of care. Happy reading and cracking.